Due to catastrophic power failure, all doors will remain on security lockdown.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, ma'am, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay. Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Damn marauders are out of control.
say? Oh, but...
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from?
Hold it right there!
What's this about?
I smell blood!
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Running around in a marauder's attire. You're liable to give some people the wrong idea. It's in poor taste. Dressing up like a ain't safe out here. You'd best head into... I'm being vigilant. Don't want to get Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer? Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signature. Four workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. He just is. Look. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. You'll find him in town.
Spacer's choice takes care of its own. Keep your distance, friend. Sick house is no place for a traveler.
I appreciate the company and all, but you really ought to leave. You don't want to be seen around me. Because I'm sick. You don't... I'm in about as much trouble as I... Figured it was obvious. I got sick. Maybe you don't know this, but... Don't. Please. I could get into a lot of trouble. That's kind of you to say, I suppose. Company always tells us. Weak spirits lead to... I really wish you wouldn't. I'm feeling a touch faint.
At least I paid my gravesite fees.
right? Company ammo!
Hey.
That's odd. One down! Time to select a fine bounty. Get him! Company ammo! They start asking you for some medicine. Come tell me. I'll set them straight.
Heard something outside the walls today.
Nothing for us outside those walls. You ought to know that. I don't have time for this.
Staying long?
Friend of mine died a couple weeks back. Still ain't past it.
Nothing I can do about that.
Welcome to the Spacer's Choice Constabulary. We are Halcyon's leading brand in frontier justice. The office is writing up promotion. Purchase 3 criminal investigations and the 4th one's free. As long as your questions fall within the... His likeness decorates many a wanted poster. Do you have any relevant information about this individual? You are correct. An outstanding bounty has been... Something to... If this is a setup to a joke, you should... Welcome. As long as you're... Shot you into space. You know, lying to a spacer... It is. Unfortunately, the arrest of Mr. Wells falls outside my authority. Wells is want... I give up.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier. Oh, sweet. There a reason you're running around out there? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. And what are you doing here? Visiting? What? No. So Silas can afford a hired thug, but Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration, it's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could... There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. I need you to break in. You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague. Just keep your head down when you're in there. I know that. Reed would have wrote me up. Constable would have locked me up and wrote me up.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy. Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead. All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic. I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated. All right, here's a summary. A lot of sick people can't reach out to corporate without crossing. Something like that. Look, I'm not in the habit of... That's all I can ask of you.
Miss Holcomb, I need you to explain this address. The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no for...
You wanna mink?
You're making a mistake working for... Can't... That's all I can...
Miss Holcomb, I need you to explain this address. The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The can's bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson, I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's, mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting Seltuna of a certain... size. We're filling the cans with... well, not fish.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I must say, wearing a Marauder's outfit is in very poor taste. I do wish you'd show your uniform a little more respect. Miss Holcomb, I need you to explain this blessed... the grease monkey, Argo. Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost... Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we've got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one, and I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. Oh yes. Saw someone put his hands on a regulator while the power was running. His legs were still twitching when we buried him. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her... Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified. That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. We belong to one community. The space...
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I mean, if that's all right.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot...
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. In a jiff. On my way. On my way. Yep, be right over. Hey, ma'am, can we talk? Sorry. You got a minute? Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on Matt. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or I don't know anybody well. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff. Life's hard here. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. About if what Mr. Thompson proposes to do is upright. And maybe he can think of something else to try. Something we ain't... It's just...
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Heard Marauders got in.